Mr. Beast has disrupted a lot of things. YouTube, chocolate, fast food, reality TV. But today we are talking about the one that didn't just fail. It failed, grew mold, got flagged for lead contamination, and is now sitting in clearance bins, while the brand it tried to replace is still on shelves everywhere. Lunchables. The not-so-subtle Lunchables clone that Mr. Beast made with Logan Paul. And if the name alone didn't tell you everything you need to know about the level of creative ambition behind this product, the story of what actually happened to it will. Let's go back to the beginning. Mr. Beast has a signature move when he enters a new market. He finds an established product in a multi-billion-dollar industry, films a comparison video absolutely destroying it, declares war on the category, and launches his own version.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar.
Whoa.
Feastables Crunch
Yeah!
Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese.
Ooh.
We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar.
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
He did it with Hershey's and Feastables.
This is my old Feastables chocolate bar. And as you know, it tastes better than a Hershey's bar. And I realized tasting better than Hershey's wasn't so special. Doesn't everything taste better than Hershey's?
He did it with Gatorade and Prime.
Fuck Gatorade! Fuck Gatorade! Fuck Gatorade! Fuck Gatorade! What?
And then he did it with Lunchables.
If you look at this close-up, you can already tell which one has better ingredients. All right, we'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchables. Look, it's watery. I can't even look at that.
The difference this time was that he brought Logan Paul along, which means the product launch came with not just one massive influencer audience, but two. Combined, they had access to hundreds of millions of followers across every platform. The hype machine was fully loaded, and the marketing was exactly what you would expect. They sat in front of a camera and systematically dismantled Lunchables on every measurable dimension. Real cheese versus processed cheese product, fewer calories, less fat, less sugar. Double the liquid in their drink because the drink was Prime, which is Logan's product. Real ingredients against what they called slop. The whole thing was designed to make you feel like buying a Lunchables for your kid was practically child abuse. And initially it worked. Kids begged their parents for it. The internet talked about it. The initial sales numbers looked like what you'd expect from two of the biggest names online launching anything simultaneously. Then the mold showed up. When the product hit shelves, reports started coming in of mold inside the packaging. Not from expired products, from products that hadn't even come close to their expiration dates.
That's mold. This is not safe, especially like kids that are so young. They may not know what mold looks like, so they might just eat it.
Guys, I'm in Target, right? And I wanted to buy a box of Lunchly so that I can compare it with Lunchables in Singapore. This is still moldy. This one's moldy. This one's moldy. This one's moldy.
This is really unhealthy. You should not eat mold.
Yeah, like I like my cheese moldy, bro.
A product that had specifically marketed itself on not having preservatives, which was supposed to be a selling point, the whole clean ingredients angle, was growing biology experiments inside sealed packages before kids even got to open them. Lunchables' response to the mold problem was to blame local vendors. Their position was that there was no mold when the product left their factory, and that a delivery truck taking a sharp turn could puncture the seal.
Every single Lunchly with cheese meat is USDA inspected. There is no mold when it leaves our factory. Once it leaves your factory, you know, a truck that's delivering it could technically take a sharp turn in a box fall and puncture the seal. Or
technically, that is a possible explanation, but it is also an explanation that reveals a product that failed to maintain the industry standards that the multi-billion-dollar company they were trying to replace had built over 40 years. You don't get to market yourself as the better, cleaner, more premium alternative to Lunchables and then blame truck drivers when your product rots. But the mold wasn't even the most alarming thing Consumer Reports found. Testing of the Lunchables pizza kit turned up lead and other heavy metals.
In this case, we found that skipping the chocolate bar would drop the lead levels in the kit by about 30%. But let's be honest, Kids are going to eat the chocolate.
And the analysis found that a significant portion of those lead levels were coming specifically from the Feastables chocolate bar included in the kit. Skipping the chocolate bar dropped the lead levels in the kit by about 30%. The problem with that finding is obvious. Kids are going to eat the chocolate. That's the whole point of including it. Logan Paul's response to the lead findings was to post a video of a kid walking through an X-ray machine on a conveyor belt, the kind of machine that detects loose screws and washers in manufacturing, to try to prove there were no heavy metals in the product. Using equipment that is physically incapable of detecting microscopic amounts of lead. That was the rebuttal. A conveyor belt X-ray machine. Beyond the mold and the metals, there was a more fundamental structural problem with the entire business model. Lunchables was marketed almost entirely toward children, which sounds obvious. It's a lunch kit, kids eat lunch. But children have zero purchasing power. The people who actually had to buy this product every week were parents. And parents were not adding it to their regular grocery lists. Think about how grocery shopping actually works. Most people buy the same things week to week. For a product like this to survive, you need millions of parents making a conscious weekly decision to put a $5 lunch kit in their cart instead of what they were already buying. The initial hype got a lot of first purchases, but first purchases and repeat purchases are not the same thing. Once the novelty wore off, the product started showing up in clearance bins. Walmart, Target, discount sections. The shelf space that had been briefly occupied by Lunchables quietly got taken back by actual Lunchables and other established meal kits. Here is where the brand stands right now. Their Facebook and Twitter accounts have not posted in almost 2 years. Their last post of any kind was in January 2026, announcing a spicy nacho and peanut butter and jelly variation.
What do you think of the spice level?
About 6, 7.
Shut the fuck up.
We're also dropping our brand new PB&J Dunkers. Both these flavors are available nationwide in Target. Go give them a try.
They have 5 total reviews online. One of those reviews is from a woman who found mold in her son's Lunchables with the expiration date still a month away. Another is from a man who found a leaf in his and noted that the cheese was not drippy enough. 5 reviews. A leaf, and a brand that launched with the combined firepower of 2 of the biggest names on the internet. This is almost exactly what happened to Prime. When Logan Paul and KSI launched Prime, it was impossible to find. People were reselling it. There were lines, there was frenzy. And then the major players in the sports drink market earned their shelf space back. Prime ran into lawsuits and bad press and claims about their product being debunked publicly, and their sales dropped off a cliff from their peak.
That's why these comparisons that Prime do with other drinks are so ridiculous. Every drink that they compare themselves with actually have way better hydrating or sports drink properties than what they
are still trying to push new products like protein shakes. The momentum is gone. The playbook is always the same. Take an established category, make a comparison video destroying the leader, use influencer reach to generate an initial surge, collect the hype, and then watch the market slowly return to the companies that actually built those industries over decades. It works for a first purchase. It does not work for a subscription. Mr. Beast even used Logan Paul's wife's pregnancy and the delivery of their child to promote the product on camera, which probably tells you something about how much confidence they had in the product standing on its own without a constant pipeline of personal life content.
And of course, we have our snacks and our energy drink, none other than the greatest meals in the world. Lunchly, of course, we have the turkey, cheese, and cracker stack. Also the Fiesta Nachos, my personal favorite.
The brand that launched by saying it was healthier, had real cheese, had better ingredients, and was coming to take everything that Lunchables had, is now a dead brand with 5 reviews, mold reports, lead findings, and a last post from January. Meanwhile, Lunchables, the company they set out to replace, is still on the shelves, still in lunchboxes, still in the same spot it's been for 40 years. Some industries are harder to disrupt than you think.